Welcome back to the Skank Bank, guys. Got my lady seltzer. What are you drinking today, Arce?
Same thing as always, man. Typical trashy Puerto Rican drink, Heineken.
Love it. Hell yeah, buddy. Oh, yes. So today we're covering episodes 4 of the Legion of Skanks and episode 548. There's no way I'm correct about that.
584. I don't even know if that's right.
Ah, so fucking close.
All right, it is 584.
Terrible numbers. There you go. Terrible numbers, terrible dates, terrible faces, terrible names.
The odds are the Mondays. The evens are the Monday show. The odds are the Friday show.
To me, that's like you asking me to count cards. That's not fucking happening.
I got you.
I played darts. Well, before the world went away, I played darts in a league, and there's a lot of math involved. and like if they wanted me on the team, I would say, all right, that's cool, but I'm not doing the math. So it's like, because like if I'm out going out and I'm drinking and I'm doing darts, I'm not counting shit. That's just not what I'm doing. Absolutely not.
First one hit bullseye. That's who wins. God damn it, or closest
There
to
you
it.
go. Then everybody goes home early.
Yeah. Are you that good? I don't fuck with darts.
I'm all right. I'm all right here and there. I'm a lot worse than I was, but neither here nor there. You want to start with episode 4? Or you want to start with episode 548, 584?
Yeah, 584. You know what? I say we start with number 4. I just took those notes. Right. I've been scrambling all week, so I did take the notes today, finally.
So why don't you give us a little run through?
Yeah, okay. Let me find my notes now. Okay, so episode 4 of Legion of Skanks. It was just them 3. No Kurt Metzger this time, though he was asked. Yeah, he was asked to come in, but he couldn't make it. Yeah, it seems like now, listening to episode 4 and haven't gotten really past it, kind of sounds like they want Metzger to kind of be part of the show on the regular.
An OG Skank, right?
Right.
This was the birth of sport, also, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. You hear them all crying and barking in the background and shit like that.
Lewis's dog Sport is heavily featured throughout this episode, whether they want it or not.
That's for real. Exactly. Is he dead yet?
I don't know what the update is on that.
I bet you he is. He just never announced it.
That's probably for gay shit.
Right.
Figuring out what's going on in their lives and all.
Right. And this was the first time that Lewis talked about his father being stabbed to death.
Yeah, wow. A lot of firsts in this episode.
So if you listen to the Legion of Skanks, you know that Mr. Louis J. Gomez lost his dad when he was 4 years old by being stabbed to death in Paterson, New Jersey.
which Big J guessed. That's how he first found out about it. He was like, "Oh, you're Puerto Rican, so your dad was probably stabbed to death." And
exactly. Oh, that's right. He did say that. He was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? How's your parents? Oh, did dad get stabbed to death when you were young?"
Right. Yeah. Oh well. So what happened after that?
All right. Then they talked about the gayest thing they've ever done.
Right.
So the first thing they popped out with, first time tasting your own jizz.
Yeah.
Dave, I guess Jay had kind of a little story about it, but my focus turned to Dave because Dave laughed so hard at the joke about, in the beginning when they brought it up.
Right. And then coddled up. Almost as if Kurt Metzger was back in the room.
Just for a quick second too. And Jay was like, "You laughed way too hard for that not to be true," because he said no. He hesitated too.
Right.
So he told a story how when you finish in a girl and later on that evening you eat her pussy out. He says he remembered tasting the residue.
Yeah, and that's the only time that Dave's done it. Mm-hmm. But that's his story. I don't know if I believe it.
Me neither.
But alas. All right, so hey.
Sorry.
Yes. I was gonna say, hey, I think that's only fair. Like, if those are the topics that are being discussed in episode 4, those are the topics we got to discuss.
I know, for
In
real.
our episode 4. So our say.
The good thing about this kind of podcast, to be perfectly honest, is that we have as many episodes as they have.
Right, exactly. So that's the one thing I'll always be able to remember what episode we're on, because we're talking about that episode. But yeah, so we did.
Then I wrote down sport running around because he started running around again.
Right.
And then let's see. Oh, they went into is gay being a choice.
Oh yes, because he started talking about like Adam Ginsburg and everything like that, right?
Right.
Ginsburg, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Is gay a choice, or are you born with it?
That's difficult. I mean, for the most part, I would say you're born with it. But I think there are some people that would like to be in some kind of a spotlight that may may enhance things and do things that are like to achieve some kind of a status, in whatever field they're in or something like that. Some people can, it's choosable, but I don't think most gay people chose it. Like I think there's like the majority of them were born that way, and it's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and I think some men, some women experiment too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't always just stay that way.
Exactly. Yeah. People get bored, dude.
Yeah. And of course,
a mouth is a mouth.
Yeah. Who was it? I think it was Lewis. He said there are no bisexual dudes. There's just gay dudes.
Right. which is hilarious considering all the fucking crazy gay shit that Lewis has done.
Hell yeah. Speaking of him putting the dildo of Robert Kelly into his mouth. Let's see. Him getting so close to Ari's dick and balls.
Dude, he was on his knees with Ari's dick in like centimeters from his fucking face.
Let's see. Well, Jay got into talking about pulling a stick of gum out of Justin Silver's between his dick and balls, and and eating it, and then grabbing his dick and jerking his dick off a few times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
and we've throughout the years, and we'll discuss it when we get to those later episodes as well. But we've seen the Skanks do the gayest things possible.
I can't wait to get to the kiss, bro.
The kiss is great. Dave could not handle the kiss. I don't even want to talk about it right now. I just can't wait to talk about it
when it comes up, right?
Yeah.
Then they started talking about Dave's dick.
Yeah, that's always. I love how like anytime somebody has to go away, that's the all right shit. Like that's the like act natural. Someone's coming of Legion of Skanks at this point. It's just like, all right, let's talk about how big Dave's dick is.
Yeah, for real.
Which actually brings me to something we didn't discuss last time, and was my line of the day of episode 3, I think it was, when they were all talking about their fights, and Jay said something like were you on the ground crying, hugging your huge dick? So fucking good.
Jay is great, man.
Oh,
Jay
shit.
is great. All right, so after they talked about Dave's dick, they ended up calling the herpes hotline.
That's right. This segment was a mess. This did not go well.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't get anybody. It just went straight to voicemail.
Originally, they tried to call NAMBLA, and that was where the big joke was. Lewis had never heard of NAMBLA, which was surprising.
I still don't know what the fuck that is.
That's true, but Dave mentioned that there was a really big South Park episode on it and everything. Also, so yeah, it was they were going to call the NAMBLA hotline, which was supposed to be sounding very odd and funny, but that didn't go through. And then they tried the herpes hotline, the World of Warcraft, and something else. I can't remember. It's Suicide Hotline. Yeah,
Suicide Hotline. Yeah,
and they're just kind of like, there's not really a joke to be made, and like nothing really funny to say here. And it was just like they kind of dumped the segment almost as soon as it started.
Right. Yeah. And plus, it was getting towards the end of the show.
Right.
Because they talked about the gay shit and first tasting jizz. They talked about that
Yes.
pretty much the whole episode.
Pretty
And
much.
then
As well as Dave going on vacation and not being there at all for the Kurt Metzger
Kurt
episode.
Metzger. Yep. It's exactly. Actually, that's what I had first. Dave being quiet.
Yeah,
skipped right over
but
that.
exactly, like as I metagamed in our last episode, I
Mhm.
said that that the reason why he said that he was quiet was because people were telling Patrice stories that he didn't really know well. So
Exactly. Right.
understandably speaking.
Sure.
But it was really funny.
I still don't think he likes Metzger. I can't say that man's name.
Yeah,
I still don't
I think there's something else that I think was really funny in this episode, and it was how easily they ping-ponged Jay back and forth between making fun of Lewis and making fun of Dave.
Yeah, he was like, "Y'all keep pulling me."
Yeah,
whatever he said.
Yeah. Dave tried to get Jay on Lewis because of how untrained his dog Sport is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That Jay so desperately wanted to talk about, whereas Lewis tried to get Jay on Dave for completely closing up on last week's episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then after that, they just after the phone call, Jay was like, "Hey, I like that we can make phone calls on the show." And Lewis was like, "What do you mean? Make a phone call with a speakerphone on?"
Right. So he had no idea this wonderful technology was possible. Right.
And then they went back to Dave talking about Dave being quiet. Yes. They were like, "Hey, next time maybe
if Kirk comes, you're gonna shut up." Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
He said arguing with Kurt Metzger, like he does it, but it eventually turns into a bug-eyed maniac yelling at you.
Yeah, and you can see that, man. His eyes, he's got crazy fucking eyes.
Bro. He really does.
Yeah,
he really does. It's funny as hell, but he's got crazy eyes. And, yeah, you've seen him piss off the best of them.
Damn right.
So, overall, what do you say on this episode?
All right. Since we said we were going to try to contrast and compare, I think what I saw in this is really no different than what you would see today. The production value is better for sure. Yeah. But the
sound sounded better, definitely.
It did sound better, and gay shit. The beginning and the end of the recording, it kind of goes out. So I guess he kind of ran out of space on his mixer or something, whatever he was using. And then but the chemistry has always been the same. It's always been there. It's always been that kind of goofy camaraderie that they that they're known for real.
Right. Definitely. Absolutely. That's always been the selling point. And like, that's why they're always like, oh yeah, whatever we're going to do, it's going to be Legion of Skanks. Cause they kind of knew that they had this winning chemistry, and like them all together could create something good together. So yeah, I agree. Definitely. You could have definitely heard this episode now in a Zoom episode on like a Friday night.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. I think that's why I like the Zoom episodes. I know people give them a lot of shit. I do like the Zoom episodes.
Like a nice return to form.
Yeah. That's about right if you think about it.
For sure. So it comes down to that time where, I mean, if we're talking about episode 4, we got to talk about everything talked about in episode 4. So Arce, you ever taste your own cum?
No, never even tried, bro. It should smell like it'd be smelling like bleach. I don't want to taste bleach.
Bleach? It's landed in my mouth from my own fucking like, insane orgasm. It's hit the beard and like a lip, No. Nothing you could do. But yeah, it's not a favorite. It's not.
I hear you.
All right. So, and now we gotta discuss the gayest thing you've ever done.
Gayest thing I've ever done. Man, I don't know. You go first.
Damn. Okay. I was really hoping that that you'd have your story by the time I'd think of mine.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, I've been in the military, so showering with dudes,
Right.
that's commonplace.
And I've been in
Uh,
wrestling, which is, pretty gay.
yeah,
So,
not at
it's,
all, man. You're an athlete, that's for sure.
yeah, but I also ran around in my underwear and like got dumped on my head by other dudes in their underwear.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
let's see. Fuck. Gayest thing I've ever done.
that's hard, man. I like I don't mess around like that.
No. Yeah,
Nah.
yeah. And honestly, not myself either, but it's definitely
But
like
if like we said about presidential assassinations, one has to be the funniest. So
right.
there's
One
obviously
one
something
has
in
to
our
be the
lives
gayest
that's
thing
got to
you've
be the
ever
gayest
done.
thing. Exactly. But
Exactly.
Jesus, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
All right. Think on this for a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay,
All
I just
right.
remembered mine. All right.
Okay. We're back. I guess. All right. For me, honestly, being in the military, whenever you have weekends off, you all share a room. Y'all all get out there for the weekend. You know, the single guys invite ladies over, and hey, man, where else you gonna fuck? Basically, so everybody was pretty much fucking in front of everybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? One dude will jump in and start pushing the other dude's ass or something, you know what I mean? But I ain't never really had no like super gay experience like that, man. You know what I
No,
mean?
just the gay happened around you.
It happened around me.
Okay.
I had a shell around me.
Yeah. All right. So I think the gayest thing I've ever done. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. To relate to Seinfeld, but
Well, depends on who you ask.
no. So this depends on which skank you ask as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go with. I had some friends, still do, very good close friends, all great guys. And they were really into rainbow gathering at the time, right? So, which is like,
I don't know what that is. It
all right,
sounds
yeah, yeah,
gay.
yeah. I realized, like, forget it, but yeah, oh no, it's just like, it's kind of like a Woodstock, like everybody like inhabits a spot for like maybe it's like a week straight or something like that, and it's like a Burning Man kind of thing,
Okay.
where
Everybody just getting
where it's
fucked
like
up out there.
right, everyone getting fucked up, but also like people are bartering and like money is no longer a thing. People aren't buying anything from each other. They're just like, I'll give you my this for your wares, and like, and they're just creating their own community, which is an interesting idea. Um, it was really funny that I had a lot of friends that would do rainbow gathering, and this was the thing that they would wait for all year. And at that exact same time, my thing that I would wait for all year was Tournament of Death.
Mm.
Just like the exact opposite things. And like I would drive all the way to Delaware for Tournament of Death, CZW, and it would be like just straight death matches, like light tubes, like thumbtacks, barbed wire, all the fucking fun stuff,
That
just
ain't gay.
blood everywhere, just a complete
Jesus.
outdoor shit show. Yeah. And like that was like while I'm doing that, everyone else is like creating a peaceful utopian society in the woods, you know? So
Oh,
so
okay.
they were way more open and everything with themselves and their bodies, and I've never been one to give a shit about my own.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
one night we were all like camping somewhere. I don't remember the details of it, but we all just decided to just like there was a fire, and we all just decided that like someone's got to piss on it to put it out. And then we all just kind of dropped trowel around the fire and just all pissed this fire out together. Which I mean, like that's really it.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't too bad, man. That's like being in the showers and stuff. So I think we're good, bro. I think we
Right.
can continue this podcast because if it was gonna get any gayer than that, man, I would have just cut the recording and just said
Just
fuck it.
like Skank Back episode 4 and done. Oh shit. All
Hey,
right, so
We probably, I don't know how long we've been recording, to be honest, man. About almost an hour or about 40
Oh
minutes.
shit. Okay. Well, now we got to get to the young bull
Yeah.
himself,
We
the
will.
return of the legend.
Before we do, we should do plugs, and I want to give some shout outs, man.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
You go first.
All right. So, name's Kyle Davis. You can find me at Coffee for Ziltoid, which is my Instagram. But way more importantly, you should check out Top Cult, which is a horror podcast I have with my lady, Blaze Doll. She's a bad bitch. She has 2 bands. Dollhouse, check them out as well. They're fucking wild. But we run a horror podcast, Top Cult, Top KVLT. You can find that on Instagram. You can find that at topcult.com. We run horror events in Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, do double features. We will talk to you about horror till the sun goes down. We're doing a 31 horror movies we've never seen before in 31 days, which we do every year. So come talk to us about that as well. We are putting out our Saw Trospective episode coming soon. We just put up a short clip to show you guys what we were working on and why it's taking so long. But we've watched every single Saw episode back to back, including Spiral. I know, not fun. And we had a guest on NYWC's Beer, Blood, and Body Slams, Rich Kaysen. Was our first ever in-house guest, and we all drank all the beer in the world and watched all these movies and talked about them. So come check us out. Top Cult, Top KVLT. And that's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Arce, hit it.
I ain't got shit. Just follow me on Instagram at Arce Senior. You can follow this podcast page at the Skank Bank Podcast on Instagram. And you can email us at theskankbank1@gmail.com. Before we really get back into the show, I want to give a good shout out to quite a few the people that have subscribed on YouTube that have sent their screenshots in. I told them I was going to give them a shout out last week.
Oh, yeah.
So here they are. Rose C from the Mama Life podcast, Jay Christian from the Cognac Room podcast, Brandon Janu from the Brandon Janu Show, and Sharice from the Grown Ass Folk podcast. And I also want to give a special shout out to Mr. Let's see here. Sorry.
Oh,
Blake,
no.
To Mr. Blake M. He sent us a fan letter, man. Email to
I read it.
Email. Yeah.
It's very nice, touching, warm, heartfelt.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it,
man. He says, hey, fellas, just been catching up on the podcast. Really like the format, especially when looking back on those old episodes. Also, all of the wrestling talk was a nice surprise. AEW fucking rules and has changed the wrestling world. Really inspires me to improve my own shitty podcast. You guys are great. I'll be sure to keep listening. Peace out, doggies. Blake from Australia.
Thank you, Blake. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep talking about AEW. We one more plug, and it's not even mine, but AEW is running up against WWE in a fucking head-to-head this Friday because WWE felt like being pieces of shit and extending their show to a half hour so that it'll run head to head and ruin ratings for AEW's show on Rampage on TNT. So it's important, everybody out there, if you care about the future of professional wrestling, AEW Rampage Friday night 10 o'clock on TNT. But Tony Khan, since he's a madman, has announced that he wants to, like, he fucking put all his cards on the table, and he's like, all right, then let's do this. And now he's going to have a half hour before Rampage buy-in to Rampage on YouTube for free, which will star Bobby Fish versus Lee Moriarty, and also American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus fucking murder grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki. Tony Khan just dropped this match like it's fucking nothing. That is an unbelievable dream match. Everybody that gives a shit about professional wrestling should be watching that instead of SmackDown. Vince and co. do not care about you. There's no reason to watch it. Stop doing it. And stop hating on something that allows the wrestlers that you've loved in your life to be more free and a better version of themselves that they enjoy. I'll never understand that. That's it.
Nice. Now let's get back to the show. So Monday's episode was 584. Now it just came out, so we don't quite have a name yet. But it was with Shane Gillis and the Bull, man. Fuck,
The
I'm so
return of the young bull.
and they were back at the stand, and it was live.
And we got Dave back, and we got Lewis back from England. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So once they announced that he was going to be the guest, I knew damn well it was going to be a good ass show.
Oh yeah.
Especially having all the Skanks back.
Shane's been making all of his rounds. It was only fitting that he would come back. The vice president himself.
Facts. That's true. That's a good point. He was everywhere on my damn YouTube timeline, man, on everybody's podcast.
Yeah. Everywhere. Yeah. And then he returned to Matt and Shane, which was great. Great to have him back there as well. Where he belongs, but also Skanks, man. Thing is, Skanks is back in the street.
Yes.
Always an issue.
People walking through, of course.
Yeah. Lewis had a great line. Lewis had a great line on that. And he goes, no big deal, guys. This is only my dream.
I think he was commenting on one of the ladies that was in that bunch. And
but then all like all viewing
like
went
six more
Indian
people.
That sexy Indian dude.
Jay loved him.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't have a chance. Wait, maybe I do."
Well, that's like Lewis is like, oh, that's it looks like a gay Khal Drago from Game of Thrones, and Jay's like, you better hope he's gay.
Yeah. Okay, you could tell it was a live episode for real. It was supposed to start at 8. It didn't start till 9:17.
even more so, you can tell it was a live episode because it wasn't even put up until the next day on the website. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. They edited it. I watched it live. And they gave the woman's name, and I haven't watched it since. But I know that, but I listened, but I did like kind of listen to it, and they
so that's why
they bleeped her name out, and they showed her Twitter profile of her basically rubbing herself out, pussy shots. She was pierced and everything. I don't know if you saw that.
They did show that.
Okay, yeah. So they didn't bleep out her name basically in the live. Right. But thank God for Racist live chat, because Bobby couldn't find the tweet that Lewis was talking about, but the Racist live chat was on it, boy. They had that thing up there, man.
It was amazing that Bobby couldn't find the things that it was like it happened like lacking 3 times in a row, man.
He was lacking. He was lacking for sure.
Great. And then they were giving Bobby shit for like how he was dressed,
looking like a little boy.
They called him the most molestable, like, old man. Yeah. The most molestable middle-aged man. That's what it was.
And when they got to the Superman part, and he was like, and Bobby called it a book. And it's like, it's not a book. And Jay was like, he's 8, man. It's a book to him.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, they gave Bobby a bunch of shit in this episode. It was great.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Jay was drunk. He admitted to drinking, started drinking at like 2 p.m.
It showed. It was very clear that Jay was not on his game.
Nah, man, that's my kind of Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little stupid shit. I don't think everybody else was on it. I think they needed to drink more, man.
Jay didn't have his quick, witty, smart shit. He just had like little blurbs here and there, and like
right. His story with that fucking sex tape, man, or excuse me.
Oh, with the porn.
Yeah, the porn he made with the babysitter when he was
right.
Yeah, man.
My dad. He just kept saying like, yeah, my dad screwed me over like all my life a bunch of times, man. And then like he told 2 stories about how his dad just stole porn from him and then like didn't take responsibility and just like stooged him off, and like that was it. Like he made it sound so much worse.
You know what though, man? I couldn't have counted that as, my dad, leaving me hanging dry
No, dude, I have way more stories,
yeah.
like better stories than that about my own dad. Come
I'm
on
Puerto
now.
Rican. I haven't seen my dad since I was 11.
Yeah, could have been stabbed to death, man.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible. You'll never know. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's only fitting at this point right now. Why don't we tell our stories of our dads leaving us high and dry?
Now okay. No. Nah, man. It was domestic abuse and my mom bounced. I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah.
Right. I understand. Man, I have so many stories. Some are like like we didn't get along growing up kind of thing, and yeah, like you're just a shitty kid and you don't fucking you look at all authority and you're a fucking piece of shit,
Sure. Yep.
So like later on in life, like we've reconnected, we've had beers, we've discussed everything, we've had some very funny conversations about how terrible things were, but when I was 21, I want to say, my dad was like, I was living with my dad and his girlfriend at the time, and I think they wanted more of their own living situation. They wanted to continue to get to know each other rather than having to take care of somebody that is essentially the upstarts of an adult at that time, And so when I was 21, my dad's like, "Hey, we're going to Florida." And I don't know what you're gonna do, but he gave me like a solid like 2 weeks to try to land on my feet, and it came down to the day where he was moving, and he was gonna help me move, but then after that he's hitting the road, and I had a place lined up through a verbal agreement. I went out, I checked out a place, I talked to the roommates. I said, "It's great. When do you need the money by? I'll come by on that day and I'll give it to you." And they're like, "Yeah, sure. Sounds great." So I got a whole truck packed up of all my stuff. We're driving to Brooklyn to this place, right? I give him a call, and I can't get a hold of him. Give him a call while we're on their way there. Give him a call, can't get a hold of him. Finally, they call me back and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we didn't hear from you, so we rented that place to somebody else." So now we got a fucking U-Haul full of shit on our way to an apartment that is no longer mine. And it's my dad's last day in New York.
No.
So he's like, "Hey, man, you probably just get a U-Haul and I don't know, like talk to a friend and see where you can crash and hope for the best." And and I was like, "Oh fuck." And
how old were you?
21.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just blowing up Craigslist shit and trying to find a place for the life of me. Eventually I land on eventually I get a call from somebody back. And they're like, "Yeah, we can rent out the place today. If you have the money, then yeah, like you can take this place like tonight." And we're like, "Oh fuck, okay, great." And it's in Do or Die Bed-Stuy. And I was 21 at the time, so this is pre-gentrification of Do or Die Bed-Stuy. It was still Do or Die Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
And so my dad and I arrived with the U-Haul, unloaded the shit into this apartment. And like, I didn't know any of the roommates. I didn't know anything. I've never seen the place before, but this is now where I live. And loaded, like we go inside, there's like a kitchen, a railway apartment. I have a room, no windows, no AC, nothing. And like, that's with like bars in the kitchen window, and then that's it. Wow. Small ass. Me and two people share a bedroom, haven't met these people yet, don't know anything about them. And my dad drops the stuff off and goes, all right, see ya."
Damn.
It just leaves me in Do or Die Bed-Stuy in a hot room. middle of summer, I think it was too.
That's
And
foul.
I was just like, all right, like that's that. Like that's a story that comes to mind as far as my dad just leaving me high and dry for sure.
Word, I feel you on that. Damn, bro.
But hey,
Well,
man, we yeah, go on.
nah, well, we all I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was just gonna be like, that's fucked up, but that's how we start, right? I mean, really. I mean, essentially. I got kicked out at 18, you know what I mean?
Right. And I also that also happened to me as well. But this was when like after 18, 19, I think I was just like, all right, like I'll stay with my dad for a bit. And like I think I was still like maturity wise, I was still young, 18, 19. But that's when my
Yeah.
mom was like, okay, get out. Which understandably because I was pretty shit to her, you know. I was like shitty 18-year-old kid. But
Yeah, especially I can imagine you at
oh
18.
dude,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, like yeah, it wasn't good. And I've since had many conversations with both my parents about everything. And like I totally understand. I understand hitting your kids for sure. Like I mean, like
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of it then, but I totally fucking get it now. And that's another thing where I would say that that's another reason why I don't think I would have kids or I wouldn't want kids is because I don't think I have that kind of patience.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I had
definitely.
I just we just didn't believe in abortion. Nah, let me
Fair,
stop.
fair.
But we didn't. I mean, but that's not the reason that we kept them. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, once you don't abort them, then you can just drown them in a tub.
Up until they're
Morally
18
speaking,
months old.
that's just throw them out a window. Well, that comes back to I don't know if it was the same episode, but they talked about a porn star who sat a dead baby down on a grocery store
Yeah, that
line.
was the Friday episode. Yeah, that was with
Was
Aaron
it?
Burr.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
then we
supposed to be
won't we
one of
won't
our
discuss that then.
bonuses. Yeah,
Right, right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. All right, so started at 9:17, waiting on Lewis. Gay
Mhm.
shit. It's because I was in the racist live chat, you know what I mean? And
Right.
I guess I don't want I mean Bobby said it. He was like, "Yeah, we were just waiting on Lewis." Of course. He was
Right.
like, "Shane, 5 minutes before 9, he was like, Shane's here." Oh, okay. But
Shane's there in the exact same tracksuit that he always wears.
yes,
Same
yes.
Modell's track jacket, right? With like a Philly Flyers shirt, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
What a
Um
champion, Shane Gillis,
I
man.
fuck man, Shane is the man, bro. He is the fucking man. That
Absolutely.
48 minutes in Austin or whatever it was, that shit was great.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent stand up. Watch it on YouTube. Little
Mhm.
plug. Go on. Yeah.
Okay, so when the show started, they started talking about Lewis in the UK, and they I guess him liking it and shit like that over there,
Uh-huh.
and him getting on stage, and
Oh, him getting
before he
into it
can
with
get
that woman.
yeah, before him getting a joke out, this woman starts, I guess it was what was it, three there's three women types, and she's like, "Oh, excuse me, you can't put women you can't
In
put women
three
into
categories.
three categories." Yes, thank you.
Right.
And I guess she just started talking shit, man. Look, I got experience with people from the UK, bruh, and that doesn't surprise me one fucking bit, man.
Dude, they
They
are
are
on
like
edge.
that.
They are.
Yes.
If you want to get your ass kicked, just go to an English pub in like somewhere, some cockney ass place in London, and yeah, like dude, they fucking bang, dude. They're like no fuse, no fuse.
That's why they love motherfucking Lewis over there. That's why.
Dude, it
They the
makes
same
perfect
way.
sense. Yes, absolutely. That's also funny to comment on is the episode where we last saw Lewis in was him being like, I don't know, doggy, like I'm not really that same angry guy anymore. I feel like I've matured. I feel like I've grown. And then tonight, this episode that we're talking about now, Monday's episode with Shane Gillis, he's just been watching Sopranos. So he's so fucking on edge. He's like a dog, you know, where like where dogs copy their masters, like as far as their emotions, as far as the intensity. Lewis is the same way with the television shows that he watches.
Yeah.
And he's watching Sopranos, and like everything he says, he's like, I'm so fucking like he was there the entire episode.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Well, I think coming from over there really hyped him up, and then obviously, you know, watching The Sopranos didn't fucking help. You
did not help. Yeah. I like how Shane Gillis is like, you would totally be in Sopranos. He's like, but you would die in season 1, and then he's like, every season you would die.
Yeah.
They would kill you over and over and over again.
And over. And then after that, fucking Shane brought up Nicole Arbor.
Oh, and, yeah. So that's gay shit. So what? I don't really know what's been happening as far as the recent outings of Nicole Arbor, and like, does she have anything to do with Skankfest at all?
No, but she purchased skankfest.com.
Right.
But
for her own thing,
for her, so that Lewis couldn't use it.
Right. Okay.
So that's why it's skankfest.net, because they couldn't get the .com because of her.
Okay.
And then during the presidential election,
Ari, I remember that. Right.
Ari got him her to put his picture on there.
Yeah, Ari sold. Yeah, I think Jay said something like she sold him the website or something like that, which is so fucking crazy.
I don't know. I guess she's being sued by some ex-boyfriends or some shit. I don't really know much about Nicole Arbor. I ain't going front. I
think she's funny. You know, I've seen some videos where I was like, all right, yeah, like solid.
Literally only watched a video of when Lewis was on her show. Literally, that's it.
Right.
Oh, and then Shane started talking about John Gruden, the football coach.
Yes, right. That's right. About his hilarious emails that
I might name this episode "Tire Lips." I've been thinking about it all.
Can't be done. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Thinking about it all day.
Doggy, please don't do that. Fast track to getting canceled. or a gas digital contract.
Yeah, facts. That's the truth right there.
Oh shit. Or wait, what's the other one? Compound media. That's the other one.
Oh yes. Hell yeah.
Or a compound media contract, right? Yeah.
That'd be cool as fuck. We'd have to go to his house, wouldn't we though? We'd have to go record in his
I will gladly go to Anthony's house, man. I've heard unbelievable stories. Jay wants to move there. Yeah.
That's right. Because Kumi is moving south, right? I think South Carolina or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when that's happening, but fuck, we're gonna miss him in New York.
Yeah.
That's a comedy legend that was never good at stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's one thing Joe Rogan said. He is the funniest man that never was a stand-up comedian.
Did Joe say that?
Yeah.
That's the absolute truth. As you know, there's even evidence of it being the absolute truth because he did I can't remember what it was. It might have been Big J's roast. And it was the first time he really did like stand-up, you know, because like the roast is the closest you're doing to stand-up without actually doing stand-up.
Sure.
And he fucking bombed. It was so bad. It was so bad. And like, dude, Anthony Cumia died on the cross on that fucking roast. Dude, it was so bad.
I gotta hear it.
Dude, like, and then like the way he reacted to the audience was just such evidence of never having that experience of having an audience turn on you and knowing what to do in that situation.
Right.
So he's like, so he immediately rejects the audience and made it way more uncomfortable. And he just killed everything. He killed himself. It's so hard to watch, but he just bombed 1,000 bombings.
Shit, that's crazy. Hey, I'm thinking of seeing Rich Voss this weekend.
Dude, that's awesome. Go support Voss. He needs it.
You ain't lying.
Shout out to Voss for protecting that chick though.
What chick?
They had a story about.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, you want to get into it?
What was it? It was fuck, what was it? What part of it was it?
This was about Dave Chappelle. I'll just kind of set it up.
Yeah, please.
So this was about Dave Chappelle's newest stand-up, which a lot of people on Twitter, because it's Twitter, are very upset with Dave's material about exclusively one thing. And so one woman stepped foot and spoke out because he was speaking out against, or he was making jokes about all the things he always makes jokes about, but also the trans community and the LGBTQ community. And that's the thing that this woman spoke out. And she's like, normally I would say that any comedian can make jokes about any situation and make fun of things and, allow people to look at horrible situations in positive different lights and things of that nature. But she said a lot of my friends are being hurt by this, so it is my duty to now tell you all this thing that happened to me all these years ago, where she was in the, what was it called? It was like the Rock Fest. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Like that? Yeah, I have no idea.
The Rap House Ball or something like that.
Okay. No, I was thinking Shiprock because Jay was talking about that's
that Lamb of God. Else. Yeah.
My fault.
But there was something that she was a sex worker in the past, and she went to this big event where a lot of like hip hop stars and comedians were. Hip hop ball or something of that nature. Somebody can tell us what's Skank Bank 1@gmail.com, right?
Yep.
Email us, let us know. The skankbank1@gmail.com. Let us know what we fucked up. But and what it's called. But so this woman said that she was playing a sex worker in some skits or some video that was being filmed, and she was being groped and talked down to and degraded by a bunch of people. And she said the only people that didn't do that to her were A, Rich Voss, B, Ice-T, who is a known pimp in the past, who tells everybody about him being an actual pimp. Yes. And C, and this is the kick in the cunt, Patrice O'Neal.
Yes.
Stood up for this woman and did not degrade her or talk down to her or make jokes about her or anything of that nature. But she said that Dave Chappelle did this to her, as well as some others that I don't remember if she named or not.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. But
Patrice O'Neal in the year 2021, feminist ally. Patrice O'Neal.
Full fucking circle for that guy.
You can't even call it a 360. That's just a 180.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Man, I just think like this, man, if just guys shut the fuck up. Don't watch it. The reason it's getting so big is because people talk so much shit about this, this special by Dave Chappelle or whatever, but
right.
It's like, don't watch it. Just Jesus Christ.
No, I completely agree, but I think Dave Chappelle is such an interesting example, and really one that's completely on its own. And it's because Dave Chappelle is so big. The Chappelle Show is so fucking big. Everybody remembered it. Everybody loved it until he came back to comedy.
Yeah.
And things in comedy took a shift. And around like, I want to say 2015, 20 something like that. 2012. Maybe it was 9/11's fault. Who knows? But
no, it was Obama's fault.
Yeah, there you go. Uh, but
I'm just
there was
I'm
a
just
shift,
kidding.
and there's a shift in culture, and everyone still looked up to Chappelle in the way that um, they're glorifying with rose-colored glasses what he did. But now that he's back and he's being a real comedian, he's commenting on everything. He's doing the Louis C.K., the Kurt Metzger, the Big J, Doug Stanhope. That actual level of comedy where you're talking about every topic, no matter how delicate it is, and being allowed to make fun of things that hurt. Like Dave had a great, Doug Stanhope had a great bit about why is that a horrible thing to make fun of something, that normally when you think about it, it hurts. And that's a comedian's job, a very interesting idea and very well developed by Doug Stanhope. But
yeah, it's very true. I think that they take the most fucked up things and make it funny. Like
right.
Stanhope himself even said that he sat there with his mom as she took 90 Percocets in order to kill herself. You know what I'm saying? And then his joke was, the selfish bitch didn't even leave me one. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
It's such a great bit. And it's like, it really is an awe-inspiring bit. It's one of those, that's like somebody's magnum opus, like something that their entire career, you can never top this one thing.
Right.
And to make an entire like 25-minute bit about your mother's suicide and your accomplishing of that, is, you can't do better than that. And anybody that's hurt and feels offended by jokes about topics that pertain to them should really think about the fact that this dude made fun of his mother's suicide. And like, there's like, that's what comedy is. That's what they need to understand.
Right.
The fact that, he says like, the selfish bitch, like she took all 90, and it's like, my like, you had no inheritance. You could have left us 30 and we could have been fine with that. And she's like, I need to make sure.
Yeah, for real, man.
Fucking good.
It's so great, bro. It's great. We have to be able to do that. We have to be able to make fun of ourselves and all the little things that make us who we are,
It just brings everybody together completely.
Sure.
If we can all laugh at ourselves and we can all laugh at each other, with no hate involved, that's a completely different avenue, and it's a different element that people have attributed to making fun.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same thing. Like, we're all
okay. I'm gonna all right, full disclosure, I'm gonna let you into something here. My mom died in January. So we're going through her stuff, and actually I was just looking for it, and I will find it because I want to show it. Going through her stuff, I find a small little book about that big, and it's got Hitler.
Who's on Kill Tony?
Nah, nice. Hey, that's good. I like that. She got the little joke book.
Yeah. She fucking bombed. She got the bear.
She bombed that life. She got the little joke book. So I'm going through her stuff and I find a little book, and guess who's on the front of it? The fucking Fuhrer himself with the with the swastika and everything on it. It's about that big, real small.
Oh,
So I go,
that's wild.
well, she was a collector, so she would
Oh,
sell,
okay.
she would trade and sell stuff on eBay and shit like that, and whatever she thought could be, worth something in the future,
Right.
she kept. So I go through it and I post a picture of the booklet onto the old Facebook page, the one the one that got deleted.
Right.
Somebody goes on there and says, "Yep, your mother definitely fucked the Fuhrer." That shit at that moment, man, that shit, I laughed so fucking hard, man. And I needed that shit, bro. I even showed my
Yeah.
I was like, look, man, I even showed my brother. I was like, look at this shit. This is the motherfuckers I fuck with right here. This kind of motherfucking shit right here,
Exactly. Exactly. That's the like I've always felt the same way, and laughter has always gotten me through any horrible situation I've ever been in. And like maybe I'm making jokes a little too soon, but it's just another way of coping, you know?
That is.
It's just another way of healing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's all that this is. That's all that everything that we love about all of this is.
I agree, man. I agree. And it's just like, why does everything have to be so fucking serious? My life is already serious enough. Can
Yes.
I watch motherfuckers not being so serious? Can I not be so serious for a little while? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
important. It really is, like,
Yeah,
for everybody's
exactly.
own mental fucking health.
Mm-hmm.
That's
For
all,
sure,
man.
man. That's it,
I,
bro.
I I can't think of a better way for us to end this episode, but that's that, man.
Yeah, word is bond. Well, we didn't get to finish the entire episode.
All right, so
Let's
then you want to run through some things quick?
J sex tape at 16. We kind of already got into that.
Right.
So they went into the fight video. It was a bunch of black folks fighting at like a couple food trucks, and I wrote it down. Yeah, I hope I don't get shit for this, but I know I will. I wrote it down as a WNBA fight video because that's the way that they called it in the show.
They called it that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that fight went on forever, man. They were talking shit the whole fucking time while the fight was
Yup.
going on. It was like a minute, 2 minutes long. And Jay's cake. So Jay's cake,
Oh, right, the cake.
yeah, he made a cake for his daughter's I guess brownie or cake
The
competition
cake
at
was
school, and
fucking
they
hilarious,
won.
man.
It did look good, and I love the way they were making fun of that purple whatever that shit was, that piece of candy that was on there.
Yeah,
It's
he was using
not the
jelly
purple
beans.
one, the Asian one.
Yeah. And Jay was using jelly beans, but he was copying a picture that was older, so it had the Asian drawing as a yellow girl, and like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's not Jay's fault. He's copying this drawing that has to be used for his daughter's like competition.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jay ended up I think it was Jay that said it. No, it might have been Lewis talked about, it reminded him of that baby fucking disease where
Oh my
they don't
god.
have any lips or any eyebrows and shit. Yo,
Yeah.
that shit was creepy as fuck. I mean, it was spot on, by the way.
You know where I
Description.
first saw that? They used
Mhm.
that when they were doing somebody wanted to show how they can do a realistic version of Mortal Kombat. And so they used that picture for like how Reptile was born. And that's the first place I ever saw that photo.
Wow.
I never saw the video, I don't think. So that was like, oh, it moves. Gross.
Creepy.
It's like a fucking eraser head baby, you know? Yeah.
Hey, maybe we could do it for Patreon, man, where we watch fucked up videos.
I'm all about it. Yes.
You ever heard of chaotic.com?
What's up?
You ever heard of chaotic.com?
No, it's chaotic.com.
Chaotic with a K. Yeah. Yo, check it out. And there's like beheading videos and all that shit on
All
it.
right. So we'll get you
that kind of shit doesn't bother me. Okay. For some reason. Because I don't know what it is, because usually it's grainy video. You know what I mean?
Okay, don't worry. We're gonna find all the stuff that bothers you, and we're gonna get you that white bucket so that we can just continuously make you puke on stuff. Because you got that Bobby Kelly stomach.
Got the baby syndrome, and Mexicans loving hardcore rock. So this is when they got into the dudes that were walking, and then the band they were talking about. The reason they became some ship rock. Yeah.
It was a good band though. That they were saying. It wasn't Lamb of God.
No, it was something else. Yeah, Lamb of God was like the last thing they talked about. It led to Lamb of God. It was another band, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. Because Lewis pointed it out. Of course, he's a deadhead or one of those metalheads, rather.
No, Lewis has a solid knowledge about metal.
Yeah,
like I've realized this over time. He brought up like Typo Negative, and he likes Lamb of God, which are like they're really fucking talented, fucking real solid band. But maybe it was a hardcore band. Was it a hardcore band? No.
Yeah, probably.
No, it wasn't. Well, damn. What do Mexicans love?
Crossing the border.
Talk to us about it at the skankbank1.com. Tell us where we fucked up, what we didn't know, and send us all your emails, and
absolutely
let us know questions you want to know. We're happy to answer anything. Obviously, we're very candid, COVID free. We have our feelings and everything on our sleeves, so we'll tell you everything you want to know.
Absolutely. Special shout out to the Skanks podcast. I've been listening to them all day today.
Oh, nice, man.
They're fucking great, man. Good,
I'm glad.
I was talking shit the first episode for real.
Yeah. Me too, good. But like I never really, but it was all in fun. Yeah.
Oh, of course. So special shout out to that, man. And
they gave us a cute one also. So respect.
Oh, facts. Yeah, they did give us a little hat tip on the stories. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate that for real. I don't know how to approach that kind of
podcast war, and maybe like a podcast like all of us pissing on the same. We can all piss on the same bonfire together,
That'd be cool as shit. All four of us on here talking shit. That'd be fucking fun as hell. Maybe I'll ask them.
Sometime. Yeah, we'll have them on. It'll be fun. Why not? Or they'll have us on. We got a bigger.
They do theirs on Zoom too.
Oh, cool! Awesome. Why not?
Go subscribe to their YouTube channel.
There you go.
That's it. Thank you everybody for listening. This is the Skank Bank podcast, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.